A bus driver has died and 2 people remain in hospital after a bus crashed into a train this morning outside of Palmerston North. The collision, which occurred 2 kilometres south of Bunnythorpe, was taking students to high school. KiwiRail says the train driver was sounding their horn when the crash happened. Harry Locke and camera operator Dom Thomas report.
4 ambulances and a rapid response unit arrived on the scene of the crash just after 8 a.m. They were joined by the fire service, the police and KiwiRail. Police Senior Sergeant Phil Ward says the first thing they did was set up a space for the bus passengers, who were mainly school students.
The students had all departed the bus. The residents had come down to support those students. They'd brought blankets and towels with them to help them.
The incident happened at the intersection just behind me, where Cleverley Line crosses from Railway Road. And the bus pulled in off of Railway Road, where it hit the tail end of a single-engine train. 41 people were on the bus at the time. That's including the bus driver, who sadly passed away at the scene. The public bus was travelling towards Fielding High School, where the majority of passengers were headed. Senior Sergeant Ward says school staff arrived at the scene shortly after.
We also had the school teachers and counsellors from Fielding Ag High School attend, and they helped with the process of when the parents arrived to connect everybody together.
The headmaster of Fielding High School did not want to be interviewed, but the chair of the School Board of Trustees, Ellen Bartlett, says the whole school community has been shocked by the accident. 7 people in total have been admitted to hospital. 5 have been discharged after suffering moderate to minor injuries. 2 remain in a stable condition on a ward. The Mid-Central DHB's Chief Medical Officer, Dr Kelvin Billinghurst, says the hospital went into an emergency response. ED was cleared out and prepared to take in an unknown number of patients.
I must commend the staff, just performed really admirably according to the processes that have been well established in this institution.
Fortunately, the scale of the collision was not as severe as first feared. Shortly after midday, the bus was towed away and driven to Palmerston North. The Mayor of Manawatu District Council, Helen Warboys, describes it as an accident waiting to happen. She says there's a number of dangerous crossings along the route and has been calling for central government to get the road layout changed. The collision is now the subject of various investigations by the Serious Crash Unit, WorkSafe and KiwiRail. In a statement, the Chief Executive of KiwiRail, Greg Miller, detailed some of their immediate findings.
In the last 15 years, there have been no collisions at this crossing between trains and either vehicles or pedestrians, although our records show one near miss when a car crossed in front of a train in January 2011. We manage a priority list for upgrades to level crossing protection, and this location was not on our current plans to install barrier arms. The train driver has told us he was sounding his horn before the collision.
Greg Miller says the train driver is shaken but physically unharmed. He was the only person on board the locomotive, which was travelling from Palmerston North to Whanganui to collect log wagons. The line is expected to reopen shortly. For Checkpoint, Harry Locke.